Hello, my name is Faith Motegi. This is my platform, Parenting Conundrums, where talk about all things children. There will be content to do with reading. There will be content to do with Sunday school because I'm also a Sunday school teacher. Basically, it will be how I interact with children, what are my viewpoints about children, and parenting as a whole, amongst other things. You kindly subscribe to this channel. I also have my consistent blogging posts on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. On Tuesdays, I talk about all things parenting. On Thursdays, I talk about all that I think about. So I call it Welcome to the Inner Workings of My Mind. So it's just a few things that I observe here, my personal life, or just basic observations. And on Saturday, because I'm also a Sunday school teacher, I try and tailor make some content now that Sunday school is going to be at home. So I call it Sunday School Home Edition. So whatever your fancy is, I hope this will be an interesting platform for you. So kindly follow me on that, faithmotegi.wordpress.com. You can also follow me on Facebook, Motegi Faith, and you'll have the face Parenting Conundrums alongside it. So kindly subscribe and let's see what today has. So I had a discussion today. I was part of a panel with fellow counselors and a colleague, and we were talking to some of the parents, and there are some things that jumped out. They stuck with me, resonated with me, if I may use that phrase. So I wanted to share them with you because I didn't want to forget. Yes, I've jotted them down, but I wanted to just share it with you because instead of keeping all the information to myself, why not share? That's why I have Parenting Conundrums, because it's important for us to network and support each other wherever we are. So we are home, children have their work, whether it's schoolwork, whether it's the household responsibilities, whatever it is. Basically, we are in close quarters with each other, and we might be getting a little bit strained because the first 21 days, quote unquote, the first few, let's say 1 month, when children were home, it was kind of like a holiday. But when they extended with an extra 21 days, which is less by, I think it's almost running up in a few days, running out in a few days, it now, like rubber met the road, and the strain was there. You could start feeling the strain, the stress of, okay, what next? Should schools open? Should schools not open? But aside from all that, because there are some things that are out of your control, there's one thing that I learned. Try and control this. Can you look into your life and see what is under your control? Is there anything that you can control, and what can't you control? And then work on what you can control. That's one. Number two, in no particular order, because the points were, the discussions went on here and there. The second point that I loved from one of the presenters is that you need to decide what are your non-negotiables with your children. When it comes to discipline, yes, they may be, you're giving them space. It's holiday stroke, school time. It's a pandemic, so you need to set aside and discuss with them, depending on their age, what are the non-negotiables. Like in this household, this and this and this. Yes, terms and conditions may apply, but you have to decide what are the non-negotiables in your household, such that, yes, there's a time when you may not have been watching TV, or the gadgets were not being used as much as they are right now. But still, just because most of the learning is happening online doesn't mean that you cannot have a tech-free zone, which goes to now my third point. Create tech-free, gadget-free moments, zones. Decide that at this time, for this amount of hours or minutes, we are not dealing with gadgets. So the TV is off, the gadget, the mobile phone is off. Even you as a parent, your mobile phone is off. So everything about gadgets is you either decide now you're going to read, we're going to have a game, we are going to just talk, we are going to learn how to cook. But maybe the cooking, you can use a recipe book without the gadget, but you need to have tech-free zones. and moments whereby it's not nothing to do with gadgets, it's human to human interaction. This shows you now you get to notice a few things, you get to understand how your child rationalizes things, or are they able to process and argue their way out, or what are the interesting things without the gadget. So there's that. And then when it comes to you, even for number 4 was, aside from the gadget free zones, you as a parent, you might be required to have, you might have work to do, or you may want your own space, so you can even set a timer. That was one interesting thing. Another thing I learned, you can set a timer and tell the kid, your child or children, that for this period of time, if you're not able to escape, quote unquote, from them, like going away to the car or whatever it is, you just set a timer and tell them that until this time, I just need you, unless there's a fire, unless all those emergencies. But for this period of time, I need to be by myself for work or for whatever it is. So you can set a timer. And then another thing about it is, in whatever rules or regulations that you set in the family, one thing that I keep on being cognizant about is, children thrive on routine. Yes, sometimes you can be flexible with the routine, but you need to be committed to a routine such that a child, by the time they are waking up, they know this is what is expected of the day. Because even for you as an adult, if your day is not organized, if you have no idea, you kind of feel the effect of it, that there's something amiss. So what do? Create a routine that you can easily tailor make, or you can tweak it as you go. But one thing that will help reduce the anxiety levels is, at least, which goes back to the first one. My first point is, you are able to control certain aspects even though everything else seems to be out of control. And to conclude, one thing that I am passionate about is books. My previous videos will indicate that I have a library, mainly for children's books, and yes, for my own personal books. But one thing I would really request is, those tech-free moments, or even another session, like one of the things that you can do during the day, is when you need to power down, to cool off, or to just not snooze mode. Is one way to calm children down. One way to even calm yourself down is if you learn how to regulate yourself. And one of the things that can help is by reading recreational books. I'm not saying about social studies and the rest. It might later help in social studies, but I'm talking about Dr. Seuss. I'm talking about the Ladybird books. I'm talking about story books. Let your child read the book to you if they're able to. Let them have moments where you're reading it out loud. Let them see which words. So yes, it may not be learning or class time at that moment, but in the generation that we are in, everything is in a snap. But when you read, it makes you slow down, and you intentionally read word for word so that it can make, yes, you may skim through as you go, there's no problem, but with all the information that we're getting, everything is just digital. Try and get a moment whereby the children are able to read recreational books for fun, such that they don't see that every other time, the only time that you're reading is just for school. That will make them, if it is just for school, they will start hating books, because they are like, again. But if you make recreational reading part of their lifestyle, even by the time they get to their formal setup or the school time, then they look forward to make sense of whatever is in front of them. So just look into the aspect of have time to read with your child. Let the child also read to you if they are able to. It doesn't have, even with the baby class, whoever it is, they can just say the colors that are in the book. They can try and make their own story, even though it's not part of the story, but they can look at the animals or the pictures and they make their own story time. So it will help the child control, which helps in self-control, because you have to be controlled for you, because you can't start walking around. Yes, there's those who can walk, read and walk at the same time, but it's best when you have sat down, which helps them calm down. So you will not only need to give a child a gadget to calm down, you can also give them a book at another time for them to calm down. This helps them with self-control and long-term memory retention of materials. So I'm hoping those tips will help. I'm gradually getting the basics of all this, so we'll see how it goes. But I just needed to share that with you, and sending you my virtual hug from here with within the CBD, and wherever you are. And please, any questions, if you have any feedback, please do let me know on any of my platforms. As I mentioned, the blog is faithmutegi.wordpress.com, and my Facebook page is Mutegi Faith, and just look for the word parenting conundrums, and I believe my face will show up somewhere. So all the best, take care, and God bless. Bye bye.